Hi, Collective. I'm Ancient, and I have a channeled message for someone. I keep hearing these words. They are looking in the wrong direction. Someone listening to this has been staring at a closed door for so long that they haven't noticed another one is quietly opening besides them. This message isn't about convincing you that your past is returning. It's about showing you why your future is so much brighter than you realize. Um, I'm being shown someone rereading the same book, hoping the ending will somehow change. Um, Someone keeps replaying conversations, analyzing what you could have done differently, imagining different outcomes. But the lesson wasn't meant to be rewritten, it was meant to be learned. Sometimes we hold on to people because we're attached to the version of them we imagine they could become, not who they consistently show themselves to be. And there's a difference. One is hope, the other is reality. And some of you've been living in hope and not reality. So I invite you to release fantasy so you can finally receive in your life what is real. Some of you have been asking for signs. Many of you have been asking for confirmation. And the confirmation questions are: should I keep waiting? Should I reach out? Should I let go? You've already been receiving your answer. The silence was an answer. The inconsistency was an answer. The repeated disappointments were an answer. Not because you weren't worthy, but because love isn't supposed to leave you constantly questioning where you stand. Real love brings clarity, not confusion. Real love brings consistency, not uncertainty. Real love brings peace, not emotional exhaustion. If you've had to convince yourself someone loves you, the universe is saying you've already received your answer. Now, everything changes here. There is a completely new energy entering into your life. The universe is introducing someone you've never expected. This person doesn't arrive trying to impress you, they arrive trying to understand you. They will ask you questions, they listen, they remember things you've told them. They notice when your energy changes. They celebrate your victories without feeling threatened by them. For some of you, this person begins as a friendship. For others, a coworker, someone introduced through another connection, or someone you almost overlook because they don't create chaos. The universe says it's something beautiful is coming. The healthiest love often enters quietly. Not every soulmate arrives with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive with peace. It feels like for some of you, your heart has been trained to expect chaos. Your heart has confused intensity with intimacy. Think about it. If every relationship required you to chase, to prove yourself, to overthink every text message, then calmness might actually feel unfamiliar to you. You may even mistake healthy love for boredom. Healing changes your definition of excitement. Eventually, peace and calmness becomes exciting. Reliability becomes attractive. Emotional maturity becomes irresistible. And that's exactly where you're heading. I feel like the next 3 months hold a major turning point in your life. I'm being shown a crossroads, not because something bad is coming, but because a decision is being made. You'll have an opportunity to choose between what feels familiar and what feels healthy. One path pulls you backwards into old patterns, the other leads toward the future you've been praying for. Here's what's incredible: Spirit isn't worried about your choice because you've changed. The version of you listening today is wiser than the version who entered your last heartbreak. You recognize red flags faster. You trust your intuition more. You've stopped believing that your love alone can heal someone who refuses to heal themselves. And that's growth. And growth changes destiny. There is nothing wrong with having a beautiful heart. There's nothing wrong with loving deeply. There's nothing wrong with being kind. The only mistake is offering that love and kindness to people who repeatedly show they cannot hold it with care. Because your kindness was never your weakness. Your loyalty was never your flaw. Your hope was never something to be ashamed of. The next person who enters your life, they won't see your heart as something to take advantage of. They'll see it as something to protect. So stop apologizing for being someone who loves wholeheartedly, because I feel one day someone will thank God they found a person exactly like you. And on that day, you'll understand why every relationship that didn't work had to end, because none of them were capable of carrying the future that has your name on it. Release what no longer chooses you. Say that to yourself with confidence, because every time you release what isn't aligned with you, you create space for what is. All right, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.